Hey guys, welcome to My Way Tarot. This will be a general weekly reading for Capricorn placements. So if you have Capricorn as your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury or North Node in your birth chart, this reading will be for you. Everything that you need to know can be found in the description box below. So guys, as you can tell, this is not my usual location and it's not my usual style of reading, but I had a few things ended up happening before last weekend whereby there was issues with the internet, so with broadband, and also a few personal things had come up, so I'm kind of temporarily doing this at the moment. But rather than you guys missing out on the weekly readings, I wanted to make sure you still got a reading, and that's why I'm doing things differently in this way, and they're a little bit delayed this week, but not denied, guys, not denied. Okay, so let's find out what's going on for Capricorn placements for this week. So angels of love and light, could please have clear and concise messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury and North Node. What do they need to know for the current energies of the week here from the 7th to the 13th of July 2025? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? Please and thank you. So what's going on for Capricorn placements this week? What do they need to know? Please and thank you. Okay, Six of Pentacles. Beautiful. With the Ace of Wands. Gosh, isn't this wonderful? Okay. It's interesting because obviously as I'm filming this, it's the 9th of July. And tomorrow on the 10th, we do actually have your full moon, the buck moon in Capricorn in your sign. So obviously everyone's going to be feeling it, especially because it is a full moon. But you guys and the other cardinal signs are definitely going to be getting it like the most, but obviously you, okay? So full moons are a really great time to let go, to release, and there's like a cycle of closure or completion coming into play in order to be able to bring in new energy. And so there's something that's coming through for you in this particular week that's going to give you a real boost, okay? That's going to give you a lot of confidence. I'm even feeling a sense of pride about oneself. You may accomplish something that you have wanted to accomplish for quite some time, right? Especially if it's to do with a particular goal in regards to your career or your business, okay? Maybe even your health here with that Ace of Wands, but expect to be receiving some sort of major gifts from the universe, okay? So I genuinely love this for you. Something is balancing out in your life, and this is going to provide you with a lot of peace and harmony and make you feel really good about where you're at. Okay, so maybe you haven't been feeling that satisfied with a few scenarios, whether that's in your personal life or professional life. But something is about this particular full moon, about this week, whereby it's just like, oh, great. I was kind of, hoping or waiting or wishing or wanting for something to finally come into fruition or to manifest or work its way out for me. Okay, I'm hearing work out for me, but I'm hearing work its way out for me. So maybe there were certain things that actually did need to be removed from your life, right? Whether that's people, places, things. I'm even picking up habits, could be something as well. But definitely some sort of energies have needed to be worked out here, right? But what's going on for Capricorn? Yeah, the Chariot, Cancer's energy. We're in Cancer season and we have the number 7 here. We're also in July, and Cancer is your sister sign, okay? So there is something really quite exciting about the rest of this month for you in particular, or moving on forward, maybe even for till the end of the year, until your birthday season, right, to the new year. Things finally picking up or moving itself on forward for you. Goodness me, with the Ten of Pentacles underneath. So yeah, there's major manifestations coming through for you. And this has not been overnight, right? for something to work out or work its way out of your life, okay? So I am getting a strong indicator here. You may hear news to do with a promotion, a new job, a bonus. There may be someone who wants to come through and give you a particular opportunity, like something that you're not necessarily expecting here. It's a little bit left field, but it may stir up some sort of potential interest in you, and you could be relatively curious about potentially exploring what this is. There may even be something along the lines of an inheritance, a windfall. You may go and potentially get yourself like a scratch card or a lottery ticket, okay? And you potentially could win a pretty decent amount, to be fair, if that is something that you feel kind of like inspired or like inclined to do, right? Because the Chariot is also like rags to riches energy. So if you have been potentially struggling or not having as much as like you ideally want for yourself, right, then there's going to be more coming in. I'm hearing there's much more than where that came from, right? Much more than where that came from. Look at this. I was trying to shuffle the cards and then the Seven of Pentacles came through. So there has been a bit of like waiting for, you know, your manifestations here, for the seeds that you had planted in regards to manifesting, wondering when you were going to be reaping of these particular rewards. And I'm hearing that this harvest time is now. Okay. Yeah. There has been upset or heartache here to do with your material world or your stability or security. Some of you have also have had to pay extra attention into healing certain aspects of your feminine energy. Now, we all have masculine, feminine energy within us. But what I mean by that is getting into that sense of receiving, right? That receptive energy. So some of you may be so used to being more in your masculine energy, regardless of whether you are a masculine or not, because I feel like you guys are really driven, you're very goal orientated, you're very you know, what's the word, like kind of like go-getters after what it is that you're wanting to bring in for yourself. And so therefore, like if you're not seen to be doing of something or being busy, like, and you're having to rest or take a day off or something and you're not feeling as productive, that actually genuinely makes you feel quite uncomfortable. And so therefore, you know, taking a rest day or trying to take better care of yourself, if you have been dealing with a bout of illness or something, I'm hearing it's just been an inconvenience more than anything, right? But I'm getting this overall impression that there is a underlying issue here as to why you're thinking of feeling in that particular way. Or maybe there have been people that have like passed on their certain thoughts, opinions, or their beliefs about, you know, money and work and finances, etc. Like so therefore that's like kind of stuck in there in your brain and it's been like in a loop. And so therefore you could be trying to figure out ways of like breaking that particular loop. Like I'm getting something to do with a subconscious self-limiting belief, to do with finances, to do with receiving, right? Okay. Yeah. I feel like money mindset and everything else has been what you've been working on. Eight of Wands and also Ace of Cups. I'm hearing as soon as you shift into this particular energy or you're doing of these certain affirmations, right? And you've got that kind of, you got to the point where you've been deprogramming and reprogramming. So therefore, like you feel it intuitively and like have this deep sense of knowing and understanding that you already are enough and worthy as you are. And I'm hearing you don't have to have of certain accomplishments or certificates or education or what have you to make you feel more worthy of receiving good things to come through and happen in your life, in the sense of abundance and prosperity. So I mean, even hearing that this could even relate to love as well, just love in all forms. I'm hearing that the universe wants to showcase love to you in so many ways if you're open to receive it. As I say that, with the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck, absolutely. There's something definitely going on here to do with how you're viewing of yourself, or how you're viewing of a particular scenario that you're in. Yeah, I'm getting something to do with the heart chakra, like the opening or the cleansing and purging of stagnant energies or blockages that there may have been to do with the heart chakra. Okay. Six of Wands. I'm hearing that if you can potentially identify certain aspects that are going on here in regards to yourself, if you're recognizing of certain patterns, then obviously I'm hearing all this needs is like a little tweak in regards to like course correction. And then there's nothing and no one stopping you from having the progress and the growth that it is that you're wanting, but then to be also receiving what is, I'm hearing, rightfully yours, right? What is rightfully yours? I'm also picking up on the fact that you may not necessarily be giving yourself that much recognition or acknowledgement to do with how far you've actually come on your journey. I'm hearing throughout the years, throughout your life. And so, for instance, you may be getting like a certain win, and it's like more to do with like ticking it off the list rather than just actually properly celebrating it and embracing that you've done of something. I'm hearing pretty remarkable. Yeah, with the Emperor, Aries energy, maybe you've recently become your own boss, you know, started a business, or potentially you got that promotion, and so that you therefore have you know, more responsibilities, or taking care of others, or or being a leader to others, right? Or you may already be like an entrepreneur and what have you, like self-employed, for instance. And potentially, if you have been going about doing this for a little while now, um, there's nothing wrong with the sense of like wanting that progression and development, and wanting to like challenge and better ourselves, etc. But there may be times where you're not necessarily fully in the present, like enjoying the fruits of your labor to do with whatever it is that you've already kind of like attained here, if you get what I mean. Yeah, with the Ace of Swords. And you know how I was picking up on the fact that like that more masculine energy, I mean, you can't really get much more masculine than the Emperor. Okay, so there's been something here to do with the fact that you've mastered um like how to conduct yourself in regards to your masculine energy, and taking inspired action when you feel called to do so, and you know, following through with certain things, etc. But we all have masculine and feminine energy within us, and there's something to do with not necessarily paying as much attention to do with your feminine energy. So that is a little bit like out of whack, a little bit out of balance. Um, whether that's just because you feel more comfortable, like naturally being in a more masculine energy and doing of certain things rather than being in that state of being, because we are human beings at the end of the day, not human doings, right? And you know, that being energy, that sense of presence energy, is very feminine. So maybe you've even felt like, well, actually I would love to be tapping in more with my feminine energy, and I would love to get in this position and place where I am open and receptive, right? But then it's like, well, where do I start? How do I start tapping into being in that more feminine energy? So that could be something that you're potentially looking into as well. So that I'm hearing that you have the best of both worlds. It's like you've mastered some sort of aspect to do with yourself, and you're kind of just like either starting out, or you have a pretty good idea of how, you know, feminine energy works and what have you, but it's then implementing that in a more practical way into your day-to-day life. I'm getting in regards to practices or rituals or something to do with your routines that can really assist you, so therefore you're not just so heavily in one energy and it's more balanced here. And you have that kind of, I'm hearing, inner union within yourself. Yeah, this is the truth here, guys, with the Ace of Swords. I feel like, you know, that this could be potentially quite relevant. So the Ace of Swords is to do with seeking knowledge, to do with education, to do with learning, and kind of ideas as well. So what else is going on here for, and I'm getting a breakthrough too. So I feel like there's something about this week where it's like you're having a breakthrough, whether that's something internally that you recognize and realize in regards to yourself, or there could be something that you end up seeing, you know, out there in the world, whether that's physically, in your near kind of presence as you're going about your life, or whether that's something you see online or on a video or somebody else talking about it, or a picture or an image of some sort of text that kind of really rings true for you. And I'm hearing it just hits different. It's like that light bulb just goes off and you're like, wow, okay, so is it as easy as that? So I am picking up on a little bit to do with making something more complicated than it actually is, and then looking back on it and going, well, was that me just making things a little bit more difficult for myself because I'm used to kind of like working so hard and having to like potentially struggle for things, or push or thing. Wow, if I could push for things, geez, gosh, if I can flip and talk, guys. I believe Mercury's in Leo as of right now, so maybe you have Leo placements. I do believe Mercury retrograde is on the 18th as well, of July, and we're in the pre-shadow, so I'm not necessarily surprised that I'm having a few issues communicating here, or spirits kind of like, you know, messing with me and my energy. Look at that with the devil, Capricorn energy. There's you. Okay, so some of you may you know, have been workaholics. Gosh, if I can talk, what is going on? Goodness. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Maybe you guys are so independent, like you're so used to doing of everything by yourself. That could be another thing, right? And that could be why you have potential difficulty or feel uncomfortable about the idea of receiving, is because you're somebody who has always been expected to kind of do things on their own. Or even if it wasn't expected of you, you may have felt like you didn't have much choice in the matter other than to take things like on your own, because you may have asked for help or assistance or support in some sort of way from others, and it's like they didn't follow through, or I'm hearing that they didn't really know what they were doing in order to be able to assist you. So it's like, right, fine, I just may as well do it myself. And then it's like you're having to do something twice over because you're trying to correct or fix the problem or issue to do with how somebody has said that they would help, and they haven't really done it to the standard of what you like. So therefore it's like, oh, why would I even bother to ask for help or do of this, because I end up just making or creating extra work for myself anyway. Interesting. So that potentially may resonate. Yeah, King of Pentacles, there's you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn at the bottom of the deck, right? So what's going on here? Any other final messages for, I nearly said massages. So 20 minutes and 22 seconds just come up on the timer. So maybe you actually feel quite guided, you know, to do a little bit more self-care. So go and get a nice like massage or a facial, or go get your hair done or something like this, to get you to be a lot more settled within yourself and feel comfortable with receiving that sense of treatment. You know, even if it's getting your nails done or your feet done or something, obviously, you know, however it may pertain to you, but I am getting that impression, like a nice spa day or something. What else is going on for Capricorn? Ten of Pentacles, guys. Do you know what it is? I feel like you have this this vision for yourself, right? Maybe you're trying to you know, have your first home, or maybe if you have lived with family or like had roommates or something like that, or friends, it's like you want to be independent and have of your own space here, have your own home. Even if it's rented, I feel like you don't necessarily mind that, but I feel like you're wanting to create this sense of like a sanctuary for yourself. And maybe that's why you have been kind of really going after certain aspirations of yours, because you're wanting something that means a great deal for you, and you know how much more, I'm hearing, at peace that you'll genuinely feel about yourself and your life by attaining of this home. Okay. Yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles, goodness me, this is absolutely beautiful. So I am getting an indicator here that if you are wanting to relocate, maybe move out or what have you, this could be a very strong possibility in the very near future for you. And you'll have, you know, what it is that you genuinely need. There may even be potentially somebody romantically that is going to be showcasing a lot of interest in regards to you. Or you could already be dealing with this person, and if you're not necessarily living together with this person right now, then they may ask you to like move in with them, or obviously it could be vice versa. You may end up potentially very soon like you marrying someone that's going to be in this like protector provider type of energy, or maybe that's something that you feel quite kind of comfortable with in regards to doing that for your partner. Yeah. So there could be somebody wants to deepen a connection or take things to the next level, or even start a family with you, and they want you to move in with them. Yeah, the Fool, Aries energy could be significant. And the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Three of Swords, yeah, you guys may have had a little bit of a difficult time in regards to love. Maybe you both have. But I feel like when you're around each other, it feels, I'm hearing a little bit like unnerving, but not in like in a bad way. You just feel so naturally like comfortable with this person. Like you can be really genuinely yourself. And this person is like flaws and all. This person, I'm hearing they totally dig that. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So yeah, I don't feel like you and anyone are going to be rushing anything, but yeah, with the Ace of Wands, as I say, this person totally digs like so much, like everything about you. And then Six of Cups. Yeah, I am getting a very strong indicator that somebody may be coming back around into your life. Okay. Or there's definitely movement forward or taking things to the next level, or deepening of a connection with someone, or meeting somebody new completely. Like you could be feeling in a position and place where you're like, do you know what? Um, I'm hearing I finally have got what it is that I have been wanting after all this time. So maybe you've wanted like a lump sum of money or certain resources or something to feel a lot more stable to do with your business, right? However that may be for you. And it's like, well, gosh, so now that's actually like done, maybe I can let my hair down a little bit. Maybe I can have a little bit more fun. Maybe I could even go out and potentially date. Like, and you may have not even thought about this for a very long time because you've been so focused on your material world and your financial stability and your business or your career or getting to a certain level in your life, right? And so therefore there's a bit of a shock factor here with the tower, because it's like the universe saying, well, you've got it all now, or most of it. So how about having a bit more fun and living more in the present and enjoying yourself and kind of experiencing the other side of life, whereby you're having um that time to embrace, I'm hearing, more pleasure in your life even. I mean, good, wow, goodness me, Ace of Wands, I did not see that there. Okay, so yeah, like a little bit of extra fun here, guys, like intimately. Maybe you've not kind of been with anyone for a while or what have you. Yeah, with the Lovers, as I go to break up the deck, goodness me. So yeah, interesting. I feel like this is a very positive energy. I mean, yes, of course there's a few things to potentially look into a little bit, but all in all, this has been a really beautiful reading for you. King of Cups and the Two of Cups. Yeah, there's something heating up to do with the love life for sure. Okay, for sure. Right? You're moving on to calmer waters in regards to your love life, and I feel like, you know, um, you're genuinely going to be feeling a lot more emotionally fulfilled because of certain areas in your life also kind of working itself out or working out. And so therefore it's naturally making you feel good about yourself and about life. Okay, but anyway, guys, that's all the messages that I'm kind of picking up on for you in regards to this week. So I hope that there were some messages, a few messages, if not the whole reading, that potentially resonated. And if you have enjoyed this reading and you wish to support myself in the channel, there are donation links available. There is a PayPal link in the description box below, and the other option is Super Thanks, which is listed underneath this video. So thank you so much to those of you guys who have already donated. I greatly appreciate you. Even if you don't financially donate, a wonderful way to energetically donate is to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll get back to you guys on those comments when I can. So thank you so much. Enjoy your full moon, guys, this week. Hope that it goes okay and it's not too emotional for you, right? But if you feel inclined to check out the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, and North Node placements in your birth chart for the other weekly zodiac readings that I provide, please feel free. But have a good one, and I'll see you and speak to you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye, guys.